Hello, NaNoWrimo writers. Day 28. We're so close. If you've been writing 1667 every day, you're 2 days away. Keep on going. I have been fortunate in that I managed to push myself to finish yesterday, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop writing. I'm writing every day till November, and I'm going to write until this novel's done, because the novel is not done yet, but I'm going to keep on writing. But hopefully everyone's having a good time. I've been posting YouTube videos, talks, motivation for writing every day on my YouTube channel for November, so go ahead and check out the rest of the channel. Subscribe if any of it helps. I'm posting the world building talk, which we had yesterday with my friend Guy Handsome. That's going to be posted as soon as I fix up and clean up all the captions, but that's going to be very well. It was a wonderful talk, and there was a lot of good golden nuggets to harvest from a writer's perspective. But yeah, let's talk about day 28, which is process over product, habits over goals. I've touched on this a little with previous other talks, but it's very easy to get obsessed with the idea of the novel, the short story, the actual product itself. And that is important to think about, because that is something that you're continuously working on. But I think there is also very good reason not to make it the sole focus, that if you don't write a novel, therefore you don't learn anything and you're worthless as a writer. That's not true. Falling in love with the process of writing a novel, of writing every day, of thinking about storytelling, of crafting the story, thinking about the craft versus the product, and falling in love with that process is actually a lot better for your mentality. Because the problem with there's a podcast that I watch for Magic the Gathering. They coined this term result-oriented thinking. The problem with focusing on the result and the product so much is that it's like a finite ending point that you don't think about after it's done. Like once you write the book, it's like, okay, cool, I did it. I wrote the book, and then there's no thinking about it afterwards. You should instead be fascinated and focused on the process of getting that book. Because if you refine the process and fall in love with that aspect, all of a sudden there's almost like an infinite ways to grow from there. You start learning how to, craft better world building, craft better villains. There's so many aspects to the process of storytelling that go beyond just writing the novel. So like, say you write a novel and it sells well, and you're like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna keep on doing that. But then, your readers say, hey, this is just the same thing over and over and over again. And you're like, I don't understand what's going on. I keep on doing the book. That's because you're just thinking about the product. You should think about the process and fall in love with that. The other thing too is that it makes practice a lot more deliberate. If you just think about, okay, I'm just going to pump out a novel, right? That there are so many aspects to that you can kind of get really lazy with, and then still end up with a product or a result, when really you should focus on the particular skills and the particular craft pieces that go into the process of storytelling. And if you approach storytelling like that, where you fall in love with the process of it, and you fall in love with the habits that go of doing it every day, of making it a consistent thing, then that will get you to a level where you're mastering your craft far more than people who are just focused on cranking out units, essentially. There's a place for both. I think that as writers and as artists, you should have some care about how the end product goes. But I believe that you will get far more leverage if you focus on the process of getting there in the first place, of enjoying that process. Because you don't want to fall in love with like whether your book or your art pieces gets like X amount of views or X amount of likes. Because that's all result oriented. You don't necessarily control your audience and how they react to things. What you can control is how you approach the process of creating the art, of writing the story. And fall in love with that, you're gonna go miles ahead. So that's all for today's talk. Habits over goals, process over product. If any of these videos help, subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot. Like I said, I'm going to post that world building talk soon enough, but I'll see you guys at the finish line of NaNoWrimo. Peace.